What's up, folks? Positive Paul, and it is Sunday morning, April 25th, 2021. And we'll see what we can come up with here. I've always tried to pay attention as I've tried to figure out my situation, try to understand what went wrong. Even when I wasn't totally clued in on a lot of things, I was still trying to learn. Little did I know, though, that some of the people that I, surrounded myself with were only there to keep me occupied, folks. And just in case, when the day came and the lights went on, signaling that things are definitely much worse than they appear, boy, you find out who can withstand heavy fire. Who's gonna run tail, folks? Here's the very Wall Street Journal delivered to my apartment on Thursday, March 14th, 2013. Curious, a Jesuit gets picked to be a pope. All of a sudden, Obama is going over to Israel, finally. And isn't it amazing how the same people just stay, except United States, except America, right? These presidents are in there forever, like Putin and all that. But, I did make efforts. I do a funny thing I'm going to do. I saved newspapers from my birthday, and I was looking at a couple of them. Who remembers the Million Man March on October 17th, 1995? Back in D.C. with Farrakhan, everybody. This is interesting, 1999. But what's the point, folks? The point is, you know what the point is. As I walk along my primrose path, I definitely try to put some thought into everything I do. That's the way it's been, folks. I think maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm still hanging around. And they didn't get me with one of their little setups. I tell you, who does an endless investigation? Only never to make an arrest. You know who does that, folks? A very, very clueless, dumb individual. Some of them are known as American Nazi reptoids. And they will lie, cheat, steal, whatever it takes, folks, to make sure the people that are in their way, specifically these holdouts, these satanic ritual abuse survivors, these MK Ultra holdouts from the 50s and 60s. I'm still praying there's some men left from the 50s who were horribly treated but survived. But yeah, who does an endless investigation? It was pretty, I noticed the past couple weeks they've gone nuts on me. And they had to finally send out one of the investigators who rolls up on me and takes my picture, and then he pretends he's talking to the neighbor. I waved to him. Then I tried to find out who he was. Of course, the neighbor, one of the community watch people, folks. Who he was talking to is nowhere to be found now. But that's all right. Hey, maybe there's a big arrest forthcoming, right, folks? What do you think? What do they got? They got Al Capone, Meyer Lansky, What? Uh, Son of Sam, Bin Laden, all wrapped up in one big investigation. Well, it looks like some of you have been investigating me. And what you're looking at is their best effort of the reptilian shapeshifter, Paul Lindner, aka Positive Paul. And they did do a pretty good job. And again, if that's me, well, hey, you've proved my case, people. Can I go to the Mexicans and say, hey, look, I've been telling you that these American Nazis that have taken over your town, all right, they were experimenting on me when I was a little kid. And that's putting it nicely. And they've done some things they can't turn back from. That's why they're chasing me around down here in Rosarito Beach, Mexico. But maybe you've proved my case. Hey, if I'm such a reptilian, well, I've been waiting, Who do I need to worry about? Who's going to pay me a visit, folks? I've put out many invites. They don't really want to get too close, folks, because they understand that the Mark of Cain is going to come find you. Now let's take a look. Who do I need to be worried about, folks? These American Nazi reptoids back in America, in the United States, from Homeland Security, the fusion centers that track the targeted individuals. They're the gang stalkers, right, folks? Right? There's this gang stalking targeting program, right, folks, in America, that these no-good Nick, creepy chameleon Canaanites have time to chase around Americans all day, who they feel what? Some of you think that, what, because you went on the internet and researched a conspiracy theory, suddenly you're targeted? Red, white, and black cars following you around everywhere. Your neighbors perfectly time their entry and exits as you go in and out of your busy day, wherever you may find yourself. If you don't hide in your mommy's basement and pretend to be something you're not. Right, folks? A real target has to go out and live their life and interact with these people who, I think by now we know some of them aren't people at all, though, folks. Yeah, there's issues, folks. And what I would say is, for as long as I've been paying attention, right, folks? Has anything been solved? Or are you still spinning your wheels, targets, you so-called targeted individuals? Who remembers Tyler from Secure Team? This was his big Stephen Greer interview. I love Richie. He's my favorite Draco hybrid, folks. But if you see my hand looking like that, please let me know. Please let me know. Now, some of you, I'm really confused about some of you. We can get it wrong sometimes. But how long can they continue their Hollywood hybrid act? I was simply trying to watch this young lady talk about crystals. And it doesn't matter, folks. Doesn't matter what I do, where I go. I think I'm surrounded, folks. Now, with these original hybrids, right, in the original age bracket, 47 to 60, they've got the most electromagnetic distortion, specifically the eyeballs, the nose, the mouth, and the hands. And when they serve up their phony baloney, things go haywire. But when everything is perfectly fine in the background, you know you've got a problem, Houston. And I think the tongue flickering is actually a way for them to correct too, amongst all the touching. Now this goofball is of no consequence. So let's move on. Now the year is July 1983. Now this is the month before the infamous date of the Montauk Project, where Junior was manifested by Duncan on August 12th, 1983. But here's Mr. Senator Biden in Congress with his two assistants in the background, who you've got this one-eyed Louie, this squirrely-eyed screwball looking over there. And she, who the hell knows what she's doing, folks. It's not about black and white, folks. They keep using this racism garbage to keep all of us apart. Do you get that? Now who is they? Is it these sad sack Satanists, folks? These lapdog Luciferians and their foolish Freemasons that follow them? Is it the creepy chameleon Canaanites, these dirty dog Draco, reptoid, Hollywood, hybrid hacks? Gee, folks, aren't they all nice? You know, you just love, sit down, have a beer. Good job, Rich. I love you, buddy. Now let's before I get off track, let's try to, wrap this up. Welcome to the hyper game theory. And again, this asshole can't hang on to his stuff. 7 years, same thing, getting all his stuff stolen, getting beat up, running all over the globe, dodging the R&M supercomputer, all right? Oh, okay, the computer multiplexer routes the signal through the tower, satellite, or mobile platform to the target, and then it makes the target do all the mean and nasty things that... Folks, how can you do the same thing over and over again? Dude, I can't believe it's 2021 and you idiots still follow these people that talk out of the side of their mouth. Talk out of the side of their mouth. But, see how they get the transparency on the hair? You no longer got the definition of their whiskers? I find that odd. I find that very odd. And this one-trick pony, oh man, I don't know where he's dredging up all these other people to try to help him out. But let's talk about these watchmen. Bro Chooch. Wow, thing's freaking out now on me. Choocherino here. I actually like this guy, Mr. Congeniality. But where you went wrong, Choocherino, is when you're sitting there stuffing your mug with your Chick-fil-A, mocking the fact that, oh, okay, I'm being watched. Let me tell you something, buddy boy. There's people out there known as satanic ritual abuse survivors, and they were used in experimentation of all types. And some of them still live today, and they're being stalked. But guess what? They are God's children, in case you didn't know that. So while you're stuffing your face with Chick-fil-A, you just remember there's someone out there that's watching. Now remember the teeth, the buck-tooth varmint effect, all right? And again, he does great studies. He's trying. He tries, okay, folks? He gives it his best shot. But he's one of the better ones, with very few glitches. Very few there, Chooch. But I need a rapture, so get your shit together and figure it out. I need to get out of this mess. I got these psychotic American Nazi reptoids running around Mexico hassling me because I was raped, tortured, stuffed with implants as a kid. But it's the same thing. Mealy-mouthed garbage. Talking out of the side of their mouth. See this? I'm getting getting all worked up now. Talking out of the side of their mouth. Now, if I see you in the comment section of this bozo, all right, that's gonna be a red flag. These people that talk out of the side of their mouth. Callie. Now, Chucharino. This guy. These watchmen. Remember, Satan needs his own spokesman. And these snakeskin oil salesmen are pretty good. But if I look like that, folks, you please let me know, okay? Any of you shapeshifter analysis people, you monkey see, monkey do's. If I start looking like that, you let me know, folks. Please, please let me know. Let me know, folks. Now, am I making myself clear? I got nothing against their Chucharino. Keep up the good work. Now, Rich, you lazy lying lizard, hanging on for dear life with your shtick. I tell you, Rich, you're something else. I don't know how that works. You got a half an eyeball and a slit. Pretty good there, buddy boy, Rich. Now, back to Blubber Boy Brian 2. R&M supercomputer. Remember, folks, it's a transmission, it's a signal, it's a sensation. You're going to feel it. But this guy, same thing. He can never find a lawyer. He's either here or there. He's been camped out in Spain now. Where's all this money come from? Same thing, folks. Same thing. Always got to look away. I mean, his act is getting old. Very old. But look at the transparency on his face. All right? Do you see what I'm saying? It's the electromagnetic distortion. The whiskers of his mustache have no definition whatsoever. And then there you go. But here, he's talking to numbnuts here. Another holdout. One of the original TIs that I saw back in 15, 16. And this guy, Vulcan Wolverine, a.k.a. Captain Kangaroo. Same thing, directed energy. But here he is talking to Blubber Boy Brian 2 a couple weeks ago. It's April 24th, 2021. And the same garbage, R&M supercomputer. And here he is, he starts fidgeting. All right? Fidgeting. And the next thing you know, the same thing. He gets this transparency on him, but it gets worse. But remember, folks, look at the fabric on the seat, the wood, the posters, the door jamb, the strike plate on the knob set. And he gets worse. He can't keep it together because he's talking to numbnuts about the same thing. Look at his hand, folks, the electromagnetic distortion. I don't know if that's coming in, but we'll go to the next one because it's better. The sawtooth effect. You see what I'm saying? Everything. Folks, please wake up. And they're talking about, Robert Duncan. R&M supercomputer. Yeah. And there's still, I guess there's enough numbskulls out there that pretend to be targets and are affected by this R&M supercomputer. It's amazing. And she's always puzzled, always bewildered. How quizzical, Ramallah. You phony. Now, okay, here we go. Squeaky Fromme, all right? Now, if you make the Squeaky Fromme Club, look out, all right? Miss Laura Eisenhower. I don't know if that DNA from your great-grandpappy got into you. Remember the graying of the fingers, all right? Let's see if we can get this, folks. Let's see if we can get that. The fingers get gray, all right? It's the fallen DNA. A lot of them have that. Plaquinger had the same thing. Look at her thumb. Now my iPad's screwing up. But again, they start serving up this phony baloney, and they have these moments where they stumble, fumble, and bumble and start to, you know what, look a little wacky, folks. Now, these Squeaky Fromme types, remember the buck-tooth varmint effect, folks, okay? See what I'm saying? These Squeaky Fromme types you got to look out for, because they think there is no God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Two dents on her forehead, and again, they got to touch themselves. Try to correct whatever it is they feel going on. All right, Squeaky Fromme 2. Lisa Haven admits she's on a government list. What do you think she knows about the targeting, folks? All right, as they are always hucking and shucking it up. Squeaky Fromme here. Now, I could be wrong. It could be the lighting. I don't know. But I think she's got some Klingon DNA in her, folks. What do you think? A little Klingon DNA? Possibility, huh? Now look at her schnoz. How does this broad's schnoz get like that? Is it the Klingon DNA, folks? Which is it? This Squeaky Fromme. All right. Oh, her pastor was SRA programming the congregation. Hey, assholes. The only way this is done is through trauma of a kid. An adult can't be SRA programmed. Get it through your thick heads, you phonies. Now, I love Jubilina, but why does that happen? You are my girl. Baby, I'm praying for you. But please, come on. Let us know really what you're up to, okay?